Hello, my name is C Beast, also known as Corey. I'm going to be doing a VOD review of TSM vs NRG, Game 1 of Week 9, Day 3 of LCS. I'm going to be focusing on the NRG perspective. So, Twitch bans just focus on OQ here. We're gonna... wish I could mute the caster. Server. So, 2 target bans and an OP ban. 2 OP bans and a target ban. Basically, fine bans for both sides. Leaves junglers up, whatnot. TSM should first pick a jungler or Vladimir. NRG should take Rek'Sai and the support, I would say.
You better go do it now, because your time's up, little girl. Don't beat me down, because you're coming in and going tonight. Go ahead, Dora, don't beat me down.
There's Rek'Sai, there's support. Covering the Teemo even though it's not going to be played. Shen Ashe is the next best way to carry with Silver Band. That leaves Jhin or Kog'Maw, because Kog'Maw's coming out for the counter pick to Vladimir is the Cassio, makes sense. Leaves the counter pick for the top lane. And Ezreal, not really a fan of Ezreal right now, but he is okay. No, they should have took the Cassiopeia right here. Because they could have just took, well, it's a counter pick either way, but it doesn't matter, actually. It completely does not matter. It's a non-factor. Let's get into the game now. That's the biggest quirk with the draft. It didn't matter what. NRG had counter picks in both solos, because TSM took OP and Shen, which is not really like OP, but it's pretty strong. Definitely a safe line pick. So definitely we're going to be watching from the energy well, we're going to be focusing on the energy perspective here. We're going to talk about mainly what Santorin wants to do as the jungler here is he probably wants to gank for the top lane. The mid lane is going to be farm fest. Vladimir shouldn't be able to get ganked early. Bot lane is gankable, but it's kind of hard. But top lane is your best bet on getting early ganks in. And Nidalee's going to be focusing on counter jungling. So you want to keep vision on her as Rek'Sai, and you want to also be trying to gank the top lane. That's the bot lane here. You just wanna be aggressive pre-6, because once Ashe at 6, you're not in for like a good lane. They have a lot of CC, chain CC ability and things like that. Only plus side to it is Ezreal has a nice dash to get away. So we're gonna go ahead and slow this down a little bit because it had 2%. We'll go to normal here. Mid lane. It's quite an even matchup. It could go either way. It's skilled matchup, definitely. Bot lane, OQ and Kiwi Kid want to be aggressive, but they can't take poke like they did. They both got stunned by a Tar Q, which is the biggest problem. Or yeah, the biggest problem here. Again, Santorin wants to be focusing topside. After he gets it back, he's most likely going to be handing the blue over to the Cassiopeia, where she's slightly behind, but she should be able to catch up. Yeah, the bot lane is going to be hard for it. Like, it's just like, you picked a bot lane that's never going to win, really. They're gonna go the blue build. He's gonna go blue build Ezreal, most likely. And it's just not going to be favorable for them. Okay, so Quas did really good. They were going to go back real quickly and watch this matchup slower. Okay, so Quas jumps in, haunts her, misses the taunt. W's for to nothing. And just overall gets the better trade because the Haunter's misplayed there. So it's not like Quas is playing a lot better, just Haunter misplayed that really hard. Now we're watching this where what NRG need to do is they can't really have their bottom, they needed their bottom lane to rotate, but there's nothing they could do, and all that does is deny the blue buff from Cassiopeia, which is beneficial for her in this lane. She wants to be able to spam her abilities, and without the blue buff she can't really do that, so that's going to be a pretty big setback for NRG in this situation. And now Bjergsen just gets to harass heavily. And again, like I said, Nidalee wants to be counter jungling. Rek'Sai wants to keep vision. Quas playing aggressively. Here comes Santorin. They're gonna look for the dive, which is what they want to be doing. Like I said, Santorin wants to be helping this lane, but he's standing on a ward, so if Svenskeren was in this area, it would be risky, but there's nothing for NRG. I mean, they can't really dive it because it's Shen, and here comes Sven now, and they're gonna get punished most likely for this. Nope. But yeah, there's nothing, they couldn't dive onto there, especially with the ward there. They might have had the instinct that the ward was there and didn't go for it. So that was good by them. They got the decent proxy for Quas, but I don't think he got all the minions. He got 2 or 3, and he's still down, so it probably was very unnecessary. It's probably a waste of time for Santorin. He's getting counter jungle while that's happening, so he wants to be farming his camps instead of doing that. He should go a early tracker's knife because he wants wards. Like, he really needs wards. Like, he should go T-Mat, tracker's knife, Cinderhawk is what I would say is the best in that situation, so he can keep wards up. He wants to smite his wolves as much as possible so he gets the wolf spirit. Sven just messing with him, it looks like, or trying to get Bjergsen's attention. NRG is looking for the counterplay here because TSM is playing quite aggressively, but they're getting the TP in, and they get a nice knock-up on the double lift there. That's exactly what they needed to do. Perfect play by Santorin. Quas goes, if he perfect double stun. Then there's the other hit. So that was basically the perfect play by NRG there. Gonna go ahead and slow it down there. So, he misses the Q. That's the only bad part of this whole engage, pretty much. Nice E by Santorin. Gets the double knock-up. Kiwi Kid comes forward to proc his passive, and then basically Quash just lands the Q. So it's perfectly played by Santorin, almost perfectly played by Kiwi Kid. If he landed the Q, would have been even better. And that's the perfect start to NRG. They wanted to punish the aggression of TSM if they could, which is what they did, and it worked out for them. If they could continue to do that, they would be in for a good game here. Again, there's the knock-up. And there we go. Perfectly played by them, pretty much. Punishing the aggression. Okay, so back up into this. Sorry about that. Again, Cassiopeia is down that 5 CS, which probably could have been avoided if she got the blue buff earlier, but we may never know. She gets her 2 items she wants. Quas down 20 CS is the biggest thing, and that's from his teleport and just overall being or shoving into Shen. Very scary to be shoved into a Shen there. You don't want to be shoved in all the time. But he wants to keep making the aggressive plays because he's up, well, he's even in EXP about, which is good for him. He's down maybe about quarter of a level at most, I'm thinking. NRG wants to, like, this is the only time I see them to have a point of contention in this lane, but like with them going blue build, it's like you don't really have a point of ever winning this lane. It's like the best thing for you is just the only thing you can do is to scale up, which is I don't really like at all. If you're NRG, you should have took the Jhin there maybe. Because if you took the Jhin there, it probably would have had the points in the lane where you can win. But picking Ezreal, there's like not points in lane where you win. So it's basically picking into a heavily losing matchup and then not lane swapping it, which is just not beneficial for anyone. So Santorin, instead of getting Tracker's Knife, picked up the early Sight Stone. Good enough. Most likely gonna pick up a Blue Smite then. That works just as well. Got a Sweeper. He wants to keep vision of the Nidalee, like I said. And again, TSM denying the blue of NRG, which Cassiopeia desperately wants. And NRG doing nothing for it, and there's an arrow mid, and it hits GBM, but nothing should come of it. Yeah, he gets exhausted instantly. That's a waste of an exhaust. And now he's gonna get dove because he would. Oh no, Santorin's there, so that was a complete waste of the exhaust there. So GBM taking exhaust over cleanse. I mean, I don't really, the only person on their team I see exhaust being like amazing against is Nidalee. It's like Vladimir, it's okay against, but it's not like the best thing. I'd like the cleanse, stunning out, getting out of the Ashe arrow, the Ashe slow, the taunt. You can't get out of the Vladimir ult anymore. But cleanse probably would be a bit more beneficial. And again, this bot lane, about even in CS, that's about the best they can hope for. They can't really get any kills on their own. Quas doing pretty good on items. He's almost got his trending force 10 minutes in. If he gets his trending force by 15 minutes in, he'll be making good time here. Yeah. Svenskern's counter jungling all the time, and NRG has pretty good vision of it, but in the bottom side, but nothing in the top side. So Sven ever goes to top side, he's gonna get free reign. Double is back, so Biofrost by himself basically he might die for it. So basically what they're doing there is, I want to rewind that. So they get baited really, really hard here. They're like, oh, okay, it's Biofrost by himself. We're going for him. So they're like, okay, Biofrost by himself. We're going for it. Gets a nice ult. Should come out. Nidalee is coming. Shen ult on top of that. It's just way too over aggressive. It's like, yeah, you're 1v2, but they have a global. They don't know where Nidalee is. And Bjergsen's already halfway down the lane. So it's like, Cassiopeia shoved in. You don't know where the enemy jungler is, and you're versus Shen. It's very, very, very greedy, and they're not, I mean, I can see why they would do it, because, like I said, they're in a lane that basically can never win. So, that was, like, their one way into this lane here that they felt, is what I'm feeling. This game's pretty heavily on Santorin to do something for this bot lane. If anything, it's like they have to land a Braum Q or Braum passive, which is an auto attack or something. And then after that, they have to have Santorin either flash in to initiate that. And then OQ follow it up. with some Qs. But overall, that lane is just completely bad to pick into the Ashe. It's like, oh yeah, we got a dash. Well, you could just pick something like Lucian if you really want, or yeah, Lucian if you wanted a dash. Overall, I think Jhin would have been better, even though Jhin is not that good into Ashe late because of the ultimate, but at that point, Jhin just provides more for the team still than Ezreal will. Ezreal will provide some little utility from the Iceborne, some little utility from the attack speed buff he could give, and it is just a very, it's just a not good lane. Not a fan. Mid lane is exactly even like it should be. When GBM wants to go aggressive is when he can get his Morellos and his Abyssal, most likely. Even if he gets Morello and just the cloth, he is fine. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the name there. I wanted to say Shroud. And Quash should not be down as much CS as he is. Like, that's another big thing, is Quash is down a huge margin of CS. Like, there's no reason he should be down 20 CS to a Shen. It's not like he's being camped very hard, and now they're just gonna pressure him. Sven is there, and Haunter is proxying. Bjergsen's ready in case they do decide to fight that. GBM, again, pushed into the tower. Nothing Quas can do. He has no help, so he has to assume Sven's nearby. And now he sees Bjerg's back mid, so, and I have no idea where Sven is still kind of aggressive. That's good there, because they have the pressure of Santorin, they get the bot lane tower. Just the pressure of him being nearby is enough for them to get it, and Sven was topside. So that's all they needed from Santorin there. Again, good presence by him to try and get this bot lane into the game. OQ actually up CS, which is the thing about Ezreal. He can get up in CS because of his long range execute of his Q, and it's not really an execute, it's just a very easy way to secure the CS. And now they're looking for a play onto mid lane. GBM, if he had cleanse there, he could cleanse it out, but now he's dead. So he has exhaust there. He used it on nothing, on Bjergsen, but it still did nothing. So if he had exhaust there, he would have lived. There's literally zero reason for him to be taking exhaust, pretty much. Like, it's okay against Vladimir, but it's not like make or break the game. Like, if he had cleanse, he could have lived there, he could have cleansed earlier. It's going to be better later in the game. And Jax is down 33 CS now, but he's looking for an aggressive invade, and now he's teleporting bottom. So yeah, this is a good use of their double globals here. Now here comes the TSM global and the ultimate that makes him invincible. Bjergsen and Sven are there. So it's basically NRG used both of their globals, and TSM had pressure of the mid lane, so it's a 4v5. It's basically TSM's mid laner has all the, like, Bjergsen just has so much pressure over GBM. GBM's pushed in all the time. There's basically, he's just not playing this matchup as he needs to be. He needs to be able to push Bjergsen in. He needs to get the blue buff and push Bjergsen in. But because he's not getting the blue buff and because he's not pushing him in, he's giving Bjergsen all the pressure to roam. And even though, like, Cassiopeia doesn't want to roam, it's like, oh, you want to be pushed in at least. Like, see, she countered the roam. She countered Bjergsen going bottom, and mid lane's pushing towards her still. So if she pushed it in, then at least they could get pressure on the mid lane for that, because there was nothing she could have done. Like, she just went there, used ultimate, stunned someone, and nothing came out of it. Again, this is just really well played by TSM with Biofrost ult and the Shen ult on top of it. And NRG just overcommitted to something that they could not win. It's a pretty big overcommitment. Like, the reward there is maybe they'll get a double kill. The risk there is they get double killed. Well, the real risk there could be all 5 of them die, or 4 of them. But, they only got 2, so luckily for them it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So now they lane swap after losing the tower. Well, I don't know who initiated it, if it was TSM or NRG. I'm going to go back and see that. Still can't tell, so I don't know if they showed it or not. So I'm going to assume NRG did, because it's more beneficial to them if they could have got the 1v2. Because they're already behind one tower. And now Bjergsen already has a huge advantage in the mid lane. He's got the Spirit Visage, needlessly Ard Rod. And Sven is looking for the dive, but most likely not going to do it. Just pressuring for Bjergsen to get the tower, and it is pretty free. Quas is losing a 1v1 because he probably needs to get a Boric as a second item if he wants to be able to split versus Shen. But I don't think he can. I think he wants to go like tanky after getting the Trinity, which means he'll never be able to split versus Shen, so that means Shen will have the advantage 1v1. Well, in the split at least, not like in the 1v1 duel, possibly. And again, this bot lane they just can't do anything against TSM's bot lane. What can they do against that? They have they have chain CC ability, they have all the map pressure in the world from mid lane, and the jungle pressure. TSM isn't what they need to do, again, is TSM's not putting jungle pressure on Quas. So the only way for NRG to really get into this game would be for Santorin to be trying to snowball the Jax, which is a good win condition, actually. A fed Jax can destroy things. It could be a complete and utter game changer. If he, I don't know about Wisted Ghost. I think with Flash, it might be a little bit better, but like Wisted Ghost might be better for dueling and whatnot. With Flash, you could look for more team-oriented plays with like the Flash E on Jax. And GBM just really had zero pressure here. He had a poor choice of summoner spell. Quas still probably not going to win this. He's not going to be able to win. He doesn't have Merc Treads to get out of it. Get out of the taunt easier. He doesn't have Boric to win the trades. He just doesn't have anything to boost him really, because he's down 30 CS and the whole level because of his early TP and not getting the jungle pressure, and he's afraid of Sven's jungle pressure to him because Haunter just got the freeze for the most part. As a Shen, that's what you want to do. You want to keep it near your tower as long as possible. And now TSM get a free dragon for it. For the lane swap at least. Now, Quas going Hex Drinker, it's like, oh, okay, versus TSM's team. Seems like a decent idea. You know, they got Vladimir, they got Nidalee, they got Shen, who does some magic damage with the Sunfire Cape, they got Taric. Yeah, it seems like an okay idea, but again, like I said, if he wants any pressure in the split push, he needs Boric. Now, the TSM's putting all their pressure bottom lane to get this second turret. What are NRG going to do to it? They have 4 here, but again, Bjergsen's here to make it a 5v4, and GBM's still mid. GBM is just never on the same page. He's always farming mid while his team's getting collapsed on. Bjergsen just heads and shoulders, and now there's a dive, and that's basically the game. Like, to be honest, there's nothing they can really do. It's like GBM is always behind. Bjergsen's still up 30 CS, and he's always with his team when they need him, and GBM's never with his team when they need him. It's just poor play by GBM. He's always down pressure. Like, he should be able to pressure this lane a decent amount. It's just he's not going to Morellonomicon. He needs Morellos in this matchup. It's like there's no excuse to not having a Morello over. Like, sure, you want Morello's third item. It's like he looks like he's getting his heart changes, which is meh. It's like they have a decent amount of burst damage. If he gets Ash arrowed, he won't be able to pull it off. If he gets stunned, they have enough chain CC where he won't be able to get it off, most likely, even. So I think it's poor summoner spell usage, poor item choices, and poor play overall from GBM, making this an extremely hard game for them. And Bjergsen's excellent performance on the Vladimir. And then Santorin just didn't do enough to get Jax ahead. He went there like a couple times, got him some pressure, but nothing else. He never really got him any kills. Jax got his kills from TPs. And then that's how Quas got down 30 CS. He kept TPing, trying to make plays, which is nice to see. You want to see the bottom teams try and be proactive, yes. You want to see a team try and be proactive and lose slowly for 40 minutes. Like Echo Fox. So now TSM setting up for the Baron. What can Echo Fox? Echo Fox. What can NRG do? They can really, their best bet is to close in TSM in the pit with the Cassiopeia and have Santorin flash E in, or to just peel for the... Well, Ezreal can peel for himself. And Cassiopeia should be able to do the same with her movement speed from her Q. So basically, even though Rek'Sai is an amazing peeler, he has the ability to go aggressive in this situation with both of his solos being able to kite. Even though Cassiopeia is known for being slightly immobile, not being able to build boots, etc., Cassiopeia gets movement speed from her Q. So if she is good with her, like, fluid in her movements, she lands a Q, ease, lands a Q, ease, and then she moving in between doing this. So she Q move E, Q move E, Q move E, Q move E. That's basically how he needs to play her, especially when he gets the Rallies. It'll make it easier. So yes, Rallies is nice to have, but he definitely needs some Morellos or Bjergsen's going to be huge. See, it made OQ have to go the Executioner calling, which is just making him lower in damage than he would need if you were to go Boric here, because they need a Boric on this team to shred Haunter. Him having to go Executioner calling is just delaying that, and now they're not going to be able to kill Haunter, and Haunter is going to have the split push present again because Quas didn't get as snowballed as he needed to, and he's down 40 CS now. TSM just outplayed, out-rotated, and did everything better than... Now for the one time in the whole game, GBM is ahead on a movement of Bjergsen. And Haunter still might win the 1v... No, he doesn't. Okay. So that was good by them. GBM makes a proactive move for once in the game, and he's not just mid lane farming, and he gets across the kill. Nice arrow. Well, that was a really good Q by Biofrost there. But, yeah, now NRG thinks TSM's rushing it with Haunter's pressure bottom, but they were just baiting it, and now two of them are gonna die. So they trade 1 for 1. It should have been 1 for 2, but they didn't get the kill. So basically, TSM had Haunter pushing bottom. He got 2v1'd, and then TSM pretended like, well, they were baiting like they were doing Nashor. And then now Haunter can just TP in, and Quas is going pretty aggressive here. It's like they're going to get kited. They think they can go because Bjergsen's low. But Haunter just TP'd in with full health. That's all they need. Nidalee is coming in with full health and a blue buff, so she should be able to do some damage here. They're doing some pretty good damage. So that was really good by GBM here. Let's go back and watch this in slow motion. Okay, so they're like, okay, this is our way back into the game. We have to chase them here, which is pretty agreeable. Yes, they're down a lot of gold, 10k-ish. So they get a nice E on the Bjergsen, but he just pulls it. Now they're trying to kill Biofrost, but here comes Haunter, full health, who just ulted in. Bjergsen's really low. Corrupting Potion going off on him. So he has a little bit of DOT on him. But he gets a nice heal from his full bar and his Q. They need to kill Bjergsen here as their big thing. Sven thought that Quas was going to chase him. He would have got a nice long-range spear and probably would have killed him if so. So now they're all chasing Sven, and GBM's cleaning up in there. So Bjergsen's still alive here. Kiting really well with the pool. Haunter's still full health. He's going to kill GBM. all that, they're still chasing Sven, Now Sven is going to jump in and try and get the kill, but now he's just going to kill himself, most likely. Haunter is maybe going to trade one more, kill Kiwi Kid. But Bjergsen's still alive, still here. He's really low in health, got half a bar. He's going to come in and clean up because they didn't focus him. Like, they need to focus the Vladimir. And again, if GBM had Morelos, he might have died. Like, it's a possibility there. And because there's no Bork or anything, Haunter's taking forever to kill. They're using so much on him and he's still taking forever to kill. And Bjergsen's just coming in slowly on the back line. Or on the back. And now OQ's gonna cut, and he ults OQ, and OQ's punished for it. Basically, them not punished for killing Bjergsen. They needed to focus him there. And Bjergsen should get this kill clean. Yeah, there we go. And he gets a blue buff from it. He could get Quas there too if he knew he was there, but I don't think he knows he's there. Well, they're pinging it, so he obviously knows he's there, it's just not fast enough. So yeah, basically, NRG needed to focus Bjergsen there. If they had the Morelos on GBM, it might have made a huge difference. Could have made a huge difference there. Bjergsen could have died. Probably not, but it's a huge what if. So we'll watch this in normal speed this time. They're chasing. Bjergsen gets heal after heal after heal. Haunter's here with full health. Biofrost still full health. Doublelift trying to kite it out with some W's. So right here is they need to kill Bjergsen. They need to kill him. They need to focus him. So he kills Doublelift, that's good. He needs to kill Bjergsen right away. But he gets taunted. Doesn't stun him with the ultimate, and then Bjergsen just pulls away. So that was like a kind of a misplay by GBM, but not really. Like, oh, he's not focusing him, like I was thinking. And Haunter's basically so tanky, he's in the middle of all 5. And here comes the ultimate by Haunter. NRG's trying to make a pick there because that's the only way they're gonna get back into this game, is they have to get some picks. A nice Ash arrow on the GBM again. He doesn't have cleanse. Poor choice of summoner spell. He has exhaust instead of it, and now he's dead, and that's the game. GBM, poor choice of summoner spell. Poor choice of build order. They didn't pressure top lane enough. Like, Santorin needed to get this top lane snowballing so he could win the split push. TSM's just gonna end the game here. They're gonna let it. So basically, this whole game I'm putting on poor item choice, poor summoner spell choice by GBM. And then not pressuring top lane enough. Their one win condition, besides that, is the Jax. Their bottom lane is going to get stomped in lane. Doublelift up 30 CS here. Bjergsen up 50 CS here. Haunter up 10 CS, who's up 30 CS all lane. They're trying to hold here, but they're most likely not going to be able to, especially because Vladimir is huge at this point. He had all the pressure. Like, the only time GBM was ever at a fight before Bjergsen was the one bottom where it was just a 2v1. And that's basically the game. So, like I said, the game could have been snowballed into NRG's favor if there was pressure on the top side from Santorin to get this Jack snowballing. And if GBM took cleanse, it could have been different. If he wouldn't have gotten picked there, they might have been able to hold that, and they might have been able to get to the late game for Ezreal to come online and to be dealing the tons of damage that they needed. They could have... There's lots of what ifs for NRG here. Like, what if GBM went cleanse? What if GBM went Morelos? What if they didn't have OQ on Ezreal? What if they had him on the Jhin or the Lucian even? It could have made a huge difference, and I think that's the most important thing to get across of this LCS game. So thank you for watching, and see you guys later.